Lisa? Lisa, are you all right?
Yes, Father. Sorry, Father. I'm all better now.
Nonsense. Are you ill, dear? Should I fetch a doctor?
No, thank you. It's just... I don't...
What? Why not?
I don't know. I just don't think I can do it. That's all.
Lisa, look at me, dear. Lord knows I haven't always been the most compassionate parent to you and your brother. Perhaps I've picked a stick over a carrot more often than I should have, and for that I am sorry.
Dad,
As little consolation as it is, I know at least you can trust my words when I say this. With the exception of some occasional disciplinary warnings. You've been a truly remarkable student.
Thanks, Dad.
You've brought home nothing but perfect marks. You know your history more than well enough to not repeat its mistakes. I've never seen a more dedicated and talented young person than you. You've dreamt about being a doctor as early as when you started performing operations on your dolls. If someone can pass this exam and get in, it's you. If anyone deserves to be there, it's you. That's all I have to say.
do you really believe that?
Give me a minute. Where the hell did I put it?
Dad, what are you looking for?
Aha! There it is. There. This is something I was going to give you when you got your notice of acceptance.
Hey!
Dad, it's so beautiful. It must have cost a fortune. But what if I don't get in? I can't accept this.
I always knew that you'd pass with flying colors. That's why I bought it early.
Yeah, no pressure, by the way.
I wanted to give it to you as a reminder of us when you move to the capital to study. But perhaps you need it more tomorrow. This way, you will always have your family to support you. We'll be there tomorrow with you as well, no matter what happens.
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. Something's not right.
Uh-oh.
Hussar? This wasn't even funny the first time.
I don't think it's Hussar this time. I think it has to do with the guy who burned my shoulder.
What is this?
Oh, wow.
What are you? How are you
Orb.
doing that?
The time is nigh. The debt's are due.
Who are you? Ah!
Ow.
Kupala's night we will meet again. What you owe will be returned.
Was that real?
Chapter 3.
Lisa, is everything all right?
An evil spirit.
I thought I heard something. I'm coming in. What happened?
A strange shadow appeared out of nowhere. It spoke of a debt and Kupala Night. Does any of this make sense to you?
It's true that Kupala's night is coming soon. All kinds of unholy things crawl out from their dens around then. You had an encounter with an entity like this before, haven't you? Could be a nav that made a bond with you that way.
Uh-oh.
How serious is this?
Let's say I wouldn't leave this up to chance, if I were you. I am hardly an expert on the supernatural, which is ironic in my current state. Science always made more sense to me than all that. Which actually brings me to my point. I would advise to find a book on the subject and learn more before Kupala Night comes.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll keep that in mind.
I heard that Roman in the bookshop just received some new papers on hematology from Germany. I believe they should be able to push me over the fence. I'd get them myself, but I'm so swamped lately I could barely make it to your room.
Certainly. I'll pick them up for you.
Much obliged. Here, that should be enough to buy them. Well, I'd better get back to it. Let me know when you get the materials back from the bookshop.
Will do. Doctor? Dr. Volkov?
How may I assist you?
Never mind. These books are written in a foreign language.
What can I get you? There you go.
community.
Anything?
What should I pick up for Anastasia? Chopin's Waltz. A little pricey, but Anastasia will surely be ecstatic.
What can I do for? There you go.
Come here, bird.
Faina, nice to see you outside. Feeling better, I presume?
Much better, dear. All thanks to you.
Yay.
Come sit with me for a while.
Sure. So peaceful here. Didn't realize how much I needed this.
You know, Lisa, I have sort of a ritual. Once a week, no matter what, I always do exactly the same thing. I go to the general store and buy a small cone of seed and a fresh chocolate pastry. Then I come to this very spot and feed the birds.
I love that.
When the cone is empty, I eat my favorite treat in the world, all by myself, and think of absolutely nothing else but how delicious it is.
And how does that feel?
Tremendous, little dove. Everyone deserves a little break every once in a while. The trick is to allow yourself to enjoy it. Deceptively hard for some of us, isn't it?
Whenever I do have an evening to myself, most often I just feel guilty, as if I don't deserve it. Thinking of all the things I could be doing instead, all the things I didn't do.
Easier to stay busy than to face your feelings sometimes. How are you feeling lately, little dove? You were quite startled when I first saw you. Are you getting used to your new home?
It is getting better, little by little. But if I'm honest, I don't know if I will ever feel home again.
I see. You know, I think I have something at home that just might help. Stop by my place when you have a moment, dear, all right?
Oh, Faina, you don't have to.
I do, little dove. Trust me. Ah, the seed is almost gone. That means...
Time for your alone time with the pastry.
That's right.
I should go. Thank you for the advice, Faina. Hope you enjoy your treat.
I always do. I hope you find yours soon, dear.
Aw.
Welcome to the Book Emporium, madame. My name is Roman. If you have any questions at all, I'm right here at your service.
The faux birds in the cages are so lifelike. The faux birds. So many interesting books. All the knickknacks around here sure.
Good evening.
The novel. I feel like I'll be.
That's music to...
Lisa,
How may I help you today?
I'm looking for something. I'm actually an apprentice to Dr. Volkov. He sent me over hoping you might have some fresh medical papers.
Of course. Dr. Schultz's new work on hematology, isn't it? Groundbreaking work.
That's right. I didn't realize you were well-versed in medicine.
I'm really not. I just have a habit of skimming through everything I sell in the store. Anyway, I actually already stashed the book for Pavel. I just knew he'd come a-knocking any time now. Just head into the back room. It should be right by the door.
What a nice gesture. I'm sure the doctor will appreciate it.
The pleasure is all mine.
I'm looking for something. I have a bit of an odd question.
That's usually the best kind.
Do you have any books about navs or similar creatures?
A challenge, sure. But not a hard one. It's been a minute since anyone asked. But I'm sure I have something in the back. Just give me one moment. There it is. It's from my personal collection, so not for sale normally, but I can always find another copy. Let me know if you'd like to purchase it.
May I see what you have in stock?
Certainly. Enjoy.
So it's a bit of a mess, but somehow it feels very cozy in here. This room must serve as both bedroom and storage room. I sense Roman's not very good at separating his work and personal life. Findings on hematology by Dr. Schultz. Brilliant! That's what I was looking for. The world map. Roman must be interested in exploring. I wonder how difficult it is to travel as a vampire. One would have to be shipped in their own coffin, wouldn't they? This room must serve as... More books. I haven't heard of those. Must be Roman's private collection. Roman didn't lie. There's a lot of information here. But most importantly...
Okay.
Ugh, this doesn't make a lick of sense. Damn those ancient Slavs and their runes.
Elisa?
Oh, it's you again.
Are we not friends? Oh, 55 neutral, alright.
What are you doing here?
I'm just running an errand for Dr. Volkov. But whatever you are doing seems far more interesting. What is all that?
It's just a passion project of mine.
Well, whatever it is, good luck with it. I hope it works out.
Thank you.
I'll let you get back to it.
Thanks. I'll see you around.
Did you find the book?
Unfortunately not. Couldn't find it anywhere.
So strange. I stole
I'm
it there just
sorry, I had no
yesterday.
money. I didn't know.
Perhaps I just missed it. Don't worry, Roman. I'll just try again another time.
All right. Thank you for coming, Lisa.
Oh my
Hope to see you
God.
again.
My bad, bro.
What? Fascinating. If I try to make myself fly across the lake, I simply can't. I think this might be another vampiric restriction. Looks like if I want to cross a body of water, I have to do it like any other human. Oh, is that you, Trophime? I didn't expect to find anyone out here at this hour.
My lady, you scared me. I thought a Rusalka had finally come for her pound of flesh.
Are you always so jumpy?
Ugh, shit.
Alone out here with just the undead and lake monsters to keep me company. Can you blame me?
Sorry.
Is that your boat out there?
Aye. I decided to bring it out here for good. Thought better for the townfolk to use when I'm not around than for it to gather dust inside my hut.
That's very kind of you. Are there even fish out at this hour?
Of course. Some critters only come out when it's dark, as you know. And others when it rains. I don't know why. I just know they taste good grilled and smoked.
You seem to know quite a bit about this hobby.
As I should. It was my papa that taught me everything I know. And I've worked out the best ways to catch fish and
Hell
how to
yeah.
make bait.
Cole and I have been fishing a lot more recently, too.
I try to go out on the lake as often as my body lets me. Which is getting less often as time goes on.
Didn't we go fishing just yesterday, Cole?
No, we couldn't because of the weather.
It was the day before that, then.
Yeah.
Any good catches?
Plenty. You don't fish for as long as I have without your fair share of war stories. I once caught a sturgeon that was bigger
I
than a
am
grown
a
man.
sturgeon! I am a sturgeon!
That beast put up a fight that went on all afternoon. But in the end, I got the better of him. Of course, no one believed me.
I believe you.
They brushed it off as the ramblings of a drunk.
But you had the fish. Couldn't you show them?
It caused such a fuss in the boat that I had to toss it overboard. Had I not, I would have been tossed over myself. And I can tell you, I wouldn't want to have been in the water with that beast. But if I may ask you, why are you here? This isn't the sort of place I'd expect someone like you to visit.
Just exploring the area. Still trying to get used to my new home.
That makes sense. There is some beauty to be found in this town of ours.
You mentioned Rusalkas earlier. Do you really think they inhabit this lake?
I do. In fact, I know it to be true. I've seen one with my very own eyes.
And yet you live to tell me?
I know more about monsters than you might think. I knew the tricks it was trying to play on me and how to fight them. In the end, I was able to ignore its call and row my boat back to the shore. I've often thought that it'd be the Rusalka that gets me. If I'm not turned by the Countess anyway. It's almost like she's waiting for her chance again, for me to let my guard down. But I haven't yet. Old Trofim is not like a fish, to be caught by a simple lure.
Yeah, you tell him.
I do admire your courage.
It's not courage. I just refuse to give up my only source of joy in this damned world. Now, if you don't mind, I must head out before it gets much later. If I don't, I'll miss my chance to earn myself some fine trophies.
Then don't let me keep you. Go and get your fish.
Thank you. It's been good speaking with you.
Aw.
Should you want to talk more, my cabin's at the edge of the forest near the manor. You're welcome to stop by after I finish my daily duties for the Countess.
Thank you, Trofim. I'll see if my schedule allows it. It's too dark. I don't want to stumble on a branch and break my neck. More huts in the village down that way. I was always terrified that I would fall into a well when I was little.
Go away, you.
Shoo!
I can't believe Anastasia is able. What a magnificent instrument. It seems to have a life of its own. Wait a second. I can sense he isn't human. Could it be that a vampire is working here? Good evening.
How can I be of service?
Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice that you are not quite like the others around here.
Yes, I am what you think I am. Name's Jurgis.
I'm Lisa.
Pleasure. If you're ever in need of Cabernet, let me know. It's actually affordable here, unlike that posh place Arbin runs. Yes?
Oh, goodness! Get away from me!
Goodness!
The lights are on. Someone... Locked.
What is this?
Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare. Intimidating, but stunning nonetheless. Town's founding merchants. Those faces look familiar. Have I seen them somewhere before? I think there are only a few dozen of these left in the world. Say what you want about bureaucrats, but the workers here do seem quite organized. It looks authentic. Unbelievable. I think there are only a few dozen of...
Shoo!
Mademoiselle.
How do you...
Let me just... So, what... Would you like a sweet pint of lager? Or the freshest Cabernet you've ever tasted? Perhaps a cheeky game of cards?
Let's not beat around the bush. You took advantage of Evgeny and stole his journal. I want it back.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. The journal is in a safe place, and a week from now it will be in the even safer hands of a wealthy art collector.
You already managed to make a deal with somebody?
Where there is a product, there is always a customer. You just need to know where to look. I consider finding both of them my special talent.
You really are shameless, aren't you?
Lisa, I am simply a businessman. And as a good businessman, I always take a meeting. Would you care to make me a counteroffer? Or perhaps even leave it to a game of chance?
I know there's no point in playing with you. You'll cheat anyway.
I am offended. But I simply can't stay mad at you for long. If you won't play for it, what do you suggest instead? Would you care to make me a counteroffer? Or perhaps...
Fine.
I did get quite a good price for it already. But I like you, Lisa.
Oh my
I
God.
really...
500?
Oh, is that too much for you? You must not be much of a reader, dear. Art isn't cheap. And personal notes from a recent poetic sensation are worth a lot of money to the right customer.
I don't think we'll manage.
Suit you. After that, it's out of my hands.
He's clearly cheating somehow. I bet someone here is familiar with Kareel's schemes. Maybe if I can convince a barkeep to share... Good evening.
How can I be?
I'd like to play some cards. He's clearly cheating somehow. I bet someone here... Maybe...
Yes?
I was wondering if you might help me with investigating something. I suspect your boss is cheating at cards.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But...
I told you, you're asking the wrong guy.
I get a sense that this one is a dead end. I should... Good evening.
What can I get for you?
Care to join me in a vodka shot? My treat.
Thanks. I'd like that. It's been a day.
To your health.
Cheers.
What's your name?
I'm Iskra. What's yours?
Lisa. Nice to meet you.
Same. Thanks for the drink again. Doesn't happen often.
So... Hard day?
Same day every day, really. The pay is shit. Customers are pigs. No offense.
None taken.
I'm so exhausted after working all night that I drop dead as soon as I reach my bed. And then it's time to go back here again. I'm starting to forget what daylight looks like.
Trust me, I know exactly what you mean.
I thought you'd understand.
So... There's something else I must attend to today instead. Doctor? Dr. Volk?
How may I
I brought the hematology research you asked for from the bookstore.
Ah, splendid. Thank you, Lisaveta. This will save me days of work. How is old Roman doing?
He seems well. Quite an amusing fellow.
Indeed. Don't know how I would ever get by without his foreign literature section. Was there anything else, my dear?
That's all, Doctor.
Very well.
Can't put a cloth... Let's turn... Too bad. I wonder...
Lisa, I was just thinking about you.
Evening, Faina. You said I should stop by earlier?
Yes, yes, of course. Just give me one moment. There. This is now yours.
Oh?
It's so intricate and beautiful. I'm afraid I don't know what it is, though. Sorry.
Sweetheart, there is no shame in that. We live and we learn, and then forget and learn again. This is a Hamsa amulet. It was passed to me long ago by a dear friend, when I had to leave our home. None of us wished for things to happen that way. But he couldn't go, and I couldn't stay. He knew how hard it would be for me to part with my old life, and how many challenges were still ahead, so he gave me this to protect me. And everywhere I went since, I took it with me, and every new place felt like home. Now I want you to have it.
Faina, thank you so much, but I couldn't possibly accept something so valuable.
This Hamsa was given to me to help me remember that my home is always with me. My journey here was long and windy, but in my heart, I know I'm where I always wanted to be. Your path is just beginning, little dove, so you'll make much more use of it now. And when someone needs it more than you do, sooner or later, I hope you pass it on to them.
I don't know how to thank you, Faina. I'll do my best to use it well.
No need, sweetheart. I know you will, and I hope it serves you well. I've lived long enough to know that there are some things you can't change, no matter how hard you try. But I also learned that there are always some things that you can.
Both of those things aren't that easy to deal with, are they?
It's simple, really. Just remember to be kind and useful, and all the rest will come. I think I'm getting a bit tired, little dove. I'll go lie down if you don't mind.
Please do. Have a good night.
Help yourself to a cup of tea if you'd like.
I can't believe how good it is, even as a vampire. Without a doubt, one of the best things I've ever tasted.
Whoa.
What should I work on? Cleaning the beaker. There. Much better.
To what do I owe?
Dr. Volkov?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if... So, what happened after you turned?
I didn't know back then what I'd become. There was no one to explain it to me, so I had to find it out on my own. Thank goodness my infant daughter, Sophia, was with her grandparents that night and avoided our fate, so I tried to go back to life as usual, albeit without my wife. I was naive enough in the early years to believe that I could live a normal life with my daughter. I hired a wet nurse, locked myself in my room for research during the day, and continued to see patients at night. And for the first decade or so, everything seemed to go according to plan. I learned what I was by trial and error, and allowed myself to feed on the humans that entrusted me with their care. Bleeding a patient is a lot easier when you have fangs.
And after that, what happened?
Time happened, dear. She aged, and I didn't. By the time Sophia was 16, it was starting to become quite obvious that I hadn't aged a day. I laughed it off when people mentioned it, but deep down, I knew I wouldn't be able to do it forever. And then they came.
You mean the Countess?
If it wasn't for her, it would have been someone else, but yes, higher society. They finally found out about my condition and came to collect my debts. Knowing what I do now, honestly, I'm surprised it took them so long to find me. They spared my life in exchange for my continued research for vampire kind. As for Sophia, I had to abandon her for her own protection. You know the family rules by now.
Unlucky.
They wouldn't keep her alive if she knew their secrets. And so, I disappeared. Made it look like I was lost to the wilderness.
That must have been dreadful.
To sever the bond of father and daughter. To cause the person you love more than life itself such pain. It nearly killed me.
So, you never saw her again?
If you don't mind, I should get back to my work. We can talk again some other time.
I understand. Thank you for sharing all this with me. Till next time.
Mm-hmm. Hope all is well.
So?
Oh, that's right. I'm doing one of my house calls for... You see, she has hemochromatosis, which means...
excess of iron in the blood, right?
Ha! Precisely. You keep pleasantly surprising me, Miss Morozova. The patient often experiences pain, fatigue, and other unpleasant issues. There isn't a known cure, I'm afraid, but there is something we can do to reduce the symptoms.
You want us to feed on her to lower her iron levels?
Indeed I do. I figured I can let you do the bleeding this time.
Is drinking blood from someone with hemochromatosis safe?
Why not? You can't be harmed by disease. If anything, it might be more filling because of the iron excess. It might taste a little funny, but as they say, there's no accounting for taste, right?
If you say so.
But enough dilly-dallying, we should get going. She can be a terribly grumpy patient if her pain isn't managed in time.
Lead on then, Doctor.
Good old Nicolina. always leaving her key in the same spot. After you.
How do I get inside? I haven't yet been invited.
Oh, right. Nikolina, it's Dr. Volkov.
Ah, Doctor, you ought to let yourself in. My joints are aching worse than a ball on a donkey's arse.
You should know that I've brought my assistant today. May she come in?
She? Well, all right. Well, what use is she out there? Come on in.
Come then, Lisa. You've heard our patient. She shouldn't be kept any longer.
Much better. Lead on, Doctor.
Now, Nikolina, how are you feeling today?
What do you think, Doctor? Like shit, and that's why you're here, isn't it? And she's your assistant, eh? Tell me, girl, what does a woman know of medicine?
I see our patient takes some issue with my presence.
And she won't be the last. However, right now, above all else, she needs our help. Consider your oath as a doctor.
You're right. Fine. I'll keep going.
Hey, what's taking so long? If this is so hard, I don't know how you'll handle the rest of it.
After my initial studies at the academy, I've been training under Dr. Volkov. So, if you trust and respect his judgment, then you'll do the same for me.
Oh, fancy broad, aren't you?
She's a bright one, Nikolina. Given more time and opportunity, she could put most of my colleagues to shame.
If you say so.
Now then, let's not delay the treatment any longer. I'm going to let Lisa here take the lead. Lisa, come take the leeches. All right, this is pretty simple. Just enchant her and pretend to apply some leeches to her neck. Then, drink your fill of blood. Just remember, not to take too much.
Of course, Doctor.
Oops. Accident. It was an accident.
Good work, Lisa. That's enough. She should be feeling a little brighter now when she comes round. Tell me, how did you feel during that? You responded to me well enough.
I just wanted to assist the patient. She was in pain, and I was here to help.
A commendable attitude, if maybe not the most practical at times. Listen, Lisa, I suppose it's about time I share with you the full extent of my research. You see, when a vampire overindulges on blood, it imbues us with a feeling of power. The power the likes of which can't be achieved in any other way. But it does come with a cost. Each time the bloodlust grows until
one goes feral.
Precisely. It turns our kind into exactly the kind of monsters that human tales make us out to be. Vampires like this live in squalor and care only for their next feed. It was a creature like this that killed my wife and stole my life from me.
It sounds like a terrible existence.
Indeed. I've sought a way to put an end to this, to stop us living such a parasitic lifestyle.
Can something even be done about this?
I believe so, yes. In theory, it may be possible to separate the addictive element from the blood, leaving it simply as the source of nourishment. Unfortunately, research like this takes the kind of time and resource that I simply didn't have. That is until Countess Orlova presented me with an offer.
The Countess made a deal with you? Why do I feel like there's a catch?
That's because there is one. As you can imagine, she has no real interest in remedying the bloodlust.
So why would she approach you in the first place?
Well, in separating the addictive elements, I should also be able to distill the parts that give us power. That means she can create a consumable that temporarily boosts one's strength and abilities without any side effects. In return, I was allowed to continue my work and provided with everything I need. Funding to purchase lab equipment, as well as other expenses, and, well, an apprentice.
So, that's why she allowed you to turn me. The reason why I'm here.
In a sense, yes.
I don't quite know how to feel about all this. That's a lot to take in.
I understand. All I wanted you to know right now is that I trust you, and it would be an honor if you chose to help me fulfill my vision.
Thank you for believing in me, Doctor. I'll certainly consider it.
Ah, that looks like all the time we have for now. You should get going. I'll stay here and make sure Nicolina is feeling better.
Could you just give me one more moment with her while she's enchanted? She could use a whisper to improve her manners.
Lisa, I have to put my foot down here. Feeding...
I'll see you at home.
I just wanted to see what the options were. Yeah, that's my bad.
It's too dark. I don't want to stumble on a branch and break my neck.
Get away from me!
Get away from me! Oh! Fly away now.
The lights are on. Someone...
What is this?
Yes? Have a good night.
Good evening.
What can I get?
So, how about...
Hey. Cheers.
So... People gamble.
Suit yourself. If I were you, I'd avoid playing with Kirill.
Why's that?
Let's just say he ends up winning, more often than others.
Is that so? How does he manage that?
I really can't say more, and what you already heard, you didn't hear from me, alright?
Of course. Mum's the word. She definitely knows the way Kirill's cheating. Maybe it's time to have a little chat somewhere more private. So... You know, as much as I like this place, the choice of drinks could use some refinement.
No arguments here.
I'm actually somewhat of a mixologist myself. I bet if I had a look at what you have stored, I could make a nice cocktail for us both.
Sounds intriguing. Ah, what the hell? Let's do it. Follow me to the back room. We keep all the fresh produce there. Just don't let Kirill see you.
No problem.
Well, here it all is. Clean glasses, hard liquors, mixers, fruit. Can't wait to see what you're going to make.
Here's what I'd like you to tell me, Iskra. You will tell me exactly how Kirill cheats.
He uses a marked deck and always knows the next card by the tiny dot on the sleeve. He only deals winning cards to himself and only lets the player win when he needs to prove he is playing fairly.
Oh, that crafty bastard. Thank you, Iskra. This will come in handy. I should go back and tell Evgeny before Kirill sells the journal. Booze here smells just like surgical spirit. Locked. Strange. Is that smoke I... Anastasia? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. The door is open. Please let yourself in. Go down, you son of a bitch. There. That's better. Sorry about that. Welcome to my humble abode.
Goodness, are you all right? What happened here?
Don't worry about it. Just a little mishap in the kitchen. I only left the room for a moment, but evidently it was still too long. Sadly, I'm afraid that means that dinner quite literally went up in flames.
So you're saying food's off the table then?
Well, I see what you did there. Thanks for trying to cheer me up, dear. So sorry about all this. May I at least offer you some tea?
That sounds perfect.
Wonderful. Let me quickly clean up and put the samovar on.
Thank you again for inviting me over, Anastasia. I actually got you a little something to repay your hospitality.
Did you now? Oh, Lisa, you really shouldn't have. Especially now that I can't even offer a proper meal in return.
I saw this and immediately thought of you.
Is that... Oh my goodness. Chopin? Lisa, I can't believe you got this for me. It must have cost a small fortune too. Are you sure?
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll treasure it, I promise. I only hope I won't wear the cylinder out. So, now that you're finally here, what do you think about this place? When it's not on fire, that is.
What can I say? It's a beautiful house. So spacious, so finely appointed.
That does about sum it up, doesn't it? You see, this house was passed down to us by Evgeny's uncle, Savelli. You must have heard of him already, the town mayor?
I have indeed.
Don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful, and realise how lucky I am to live in this luxury. Yet, I simply can't find myself at home, no matter how hard I try to make this place my own. It's as if I live in a museum full of beautiful things, but I, myself, am not part of this exhibit. You think I'm spoiled, don't you? I would if I was in your place, listening to all this.
I don't. Truly. I've been feeling quite misplaced myself lately, if I'm honest.
I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. Perhaps that's why it felt so easy to share with you. This simply isn't me. And without Evgeny around, it is somehow worse. I can almost feel the walls staring at me, as if they're trying to banish me. I know I promised to introduce you to my husband earlier, but I can already tell he won't be joining us tonight.
He sure sounds like a handful to me.
I would agree with that assessment. You know, sometimes I wonder what made me go down this path in the first place. I often find people as a whole difficult to like. There's just so much wrong with humanity. Individuals, on the other hand, so much easier to forgive a flaw and find the good in them. He is a good man. He really is.
Would you be saying that if you knew that he was cheating on you?
It hasn't been an easy time, but lucky for me, there is one place in this house that I can hide.
Really? Where is it?
The garden. It's my
I knew
sanctuary
she
when
was
the
gonna
house
say the
starts
garden.
feeling too empty. I'd so love for you to see it. What time is it, anyway? Lisa, I'm so sorry for talking your ears off all this time. You must have been aching to leave for ages.
That thought hasn't visited me once throughout the whole stay.
You're very kind, but I simply can't keep you any longer. I will show you around the garden another night. That is, of course, if there will be another night.
You can count on it, my dear.
Splendid.
Thank you for your hospitality, Anastasia. Have a good night.
And you.
Fly away now.
Lisa, what a pleasant surprise.
I don't scare quite...
Speaking like an old woman already, hmm?
I'm hardly a child.
Not for a human, no. After your first century, you'll start seeing things somewhat differently. The answer is 2, by the way.
Huh?
2 centuries. That's how old I am, more or less.
I wasn't going to.
No, but you wanted to, and I don't mind. I don't often get a chance to talk about myself in my profession. It's quite refreshing, actually.
Well, then do you mind if I ask you more?
Ask away. No promises I'll reveal all, though.
About your earrings, are they really keys to something?
Ah, an excellent question. One is mine, and let me put it this way. As for the other one, I truly wish I had an answer myself.
You don't know?
Not exactly. It's somewhat complicated.
Complicated or not, I'd love to hear about it. That is, of course, if you're willing to tell me.
Very well. Don't say I didn't warn you.
A letter?
I received this several months ago. Enclosed with it was a key. This one, to be specific. Go on and read it. Tell me what you think.
That's not a letter at all. It's a riddle.
Precisely.
Was there anything else with it?
Indeed. There was one other slip of paper with a date and town name, the time and place of my siring.
Then, the truth of that night.
I have never known my sire. They fled the scene while I was still unconscious.
Oh, wow.
I almost burned alive that morning, not realizing I could no longer walk in daylight.
How did you even manage to survive?
Ingenuity, instinct, trial and error to some degree, and I did eventually find others of our kind. I learned that it's considered quite irresponsible to turn someone without staying with them. That was a comfort.
I'm so sorry, Arbin. That's terrible.
Yes, it was. But I survived and eventually found others of our kind. I've traveled all over the world, drunk deeply of its riches. I'd almost managed to forget the matter of my wayward sire completely when, well, just rude really. I'd almost finished accepting that I'd never know. As for the riddle itself, I narrowed the first part down to this town.
Oh, I get it. The name Orlov derives from eagle in some Slavic languages, so an eagless would be Orlova.
Just so. There are many Orlovas, of course, but far fewer who fly at night.
Or are vampires, in other words.
Precisely. But that is, sadly, where I paused my search, for now. Between the salon and the Cabernet, I haven't given the rest much thought. I'd like to, but something has been holding me back.
What if I tried to solve it?
Well, that'd be very sweet of you, lovely. I'm hardly going to stop you, am I? But don't go out of your way. If whoever it is really wanted to see me, they could have spoken plainly. Honestly. Here, take the silly thing. Let me know if you have any luck.
Arbin covers it well, but it really seems to be bothering her. It can't hurt for me to try and solve this. Although, that might be easier said than done.
Hi, lovely.
Too bad. I want.
New mail.
Lisaveta?
It's a storage room for the building. That's also where packages are delivered for tenants to pick up.
I thought maybe the cat would be back here.
It's a storage room for the building.
How are you doing this?
Good choice.
I just realized I'm meeting her with her own outfit. Is she gonna notice?
Anastasia?
Evening, Lisa.
Stunning. So peaceful,
This
too.
is her own outfit that I stole from her. Is she
You
even gonna
must
notice?
spend a lot of time out here. I know I would.
Lately, I feel as if life is slipping through my
Slipping
fingers
through my
like sand,
fingies all the
faster and
time.
faster every day. And there is no one to blame but myself. When I'm here, time itself seems to stop. So, yes, I come here rather often.
Anastasia, are you all right? I mean, really? I've been meaning to ask. Back when you were fighting the kitchen fire, was that a swear word I heard from you?
Being married to a man like Evgeny will do that to you.
You're not so prim and proper after all.
I suppose I'm not, really. About that moment, Lisa, may I confess something to you?
Of course.
I told you a lie earlier, and it's been bothering me ever since. Before the fire started, I never actually left the kitchen. Not physically, at least.
Oh, well, that's not nearly as scandalous of a lie as I expected.
I suppose not. But it still didn't feel right to lie to my friend.
A friend? But what happened then, if you don't mind me asking?
It's rather embarrassing. Do you promise not to laugh?
Girly Pop zoned out.
I will absolutely not make such a promise.
Fine. Well, I was sitting by the window and listening to a bird song outside. It was so beautiful that I started to compose a piece in my head. And before I knew it, I had a whole bird orchestra playing a concert.
That's adorable.
Isn't it? So you can see why I let dinner burn. How could I tear myself away from that?
Do you often compose animal music in your head?
Animals? No. But music? Yes. Quite often. It was my dream to be a composer. To write and play music all across the country. And maybe even beyond.
So, what happened?
My family. My womanhood. And Evgeny.
I see. Do you not still dream of living that life?
Of course I do. I just described a bird orchestra to you. But it's not meant to be. And I've come to terms with it.
Anastasia, listen.
Yes?
Lord knows you're going through a rough time, but this too shall pass. You are too talented to abandon your dream just like that. I want you to promise me that you will pursue it. You owe it to the world, to me, and most importantly, to yourself.
Okay.
All right, I promise. But I'm only doing it because you begged.
I'll take it. And whenever you feel like you do tonight, I'll be there to comfort you.
Thank you, Lisa. Means the world. You've been such a comfort to me tonight.
Hey, yo, I'm about to burn to death. I gotta go.
It's getting late. I'm afraid I have to go to bed. Tomorrow will be a difficult day.
Kiss? Oh, what the hell?
Of course. Rest well.
Oh, nah.
I'll see you soon.
Please do.
I think I have to kill her. Just kidding. But I do need to, Bye.
Too bad I can't.
I misclicked.
The pastry isn't fresh anymore.
Ah, shit. I I didn't know that. I didn't know it was gonna go bad. My bad. Oh my god.
I can't go out there like...
Put the outfit on then.
And the light will await
Sorry, Grandma.
you and me.
I'm a little thirsty.
You and me.
Okay. Sorry, Grandma. But like we're friends, so it's chill. Ugh. Yeah. Don't want to drink too much. Get drunk on the board. What? A relationship deteriorated? No. I didn't know that was gonna happen. Where is she? 80 from 100. Yum. Okay, we're never feeding on her again. I don't even know where he is, bro.
Excuse me.
I've literally visited his house like twice now looking for him. And the only one I could find was his wife.
I'm ready to go back to town.
Get inside the...
Yeah, my bad. Oh my god, that took so much time. By June 19th. Today's the 20th. Well, we didn't make it in time.
How did it become so dark so quickly? These woods grow thick in an inch. Even as a vampire, I wouldn't risk straying far from the path here.
Excuse me. Bro, where is this dude's house? I guess I have to take the boat. The hell are you doing here?
What is it doing here? I should just watch and wait. A secret hideout? Let's see. Huh. What's all this? And what's that smell? It's making me a bit lightheaded.
Hookah.
Who's there? Lisa?
Oh no.
How did you find this place?
It was an accident, I promise. I was exploring the island and I just saw you and... Well,
I can hardly blame you. Now that you're here, I suppose I should welcome you to my little boutique.
boutique? Just what is this anyway?
It's called hookah. Something a little different from the usual fare around here, Finally, somewhere to spend the evening that isn't that dreadful vodka bar or Arbon's place. No offense to her, but I tire of the same old company.
You run this place?
Naturally. Would you care to try some?
I'd better not. It seems a little too...
Suit yourself. At least make yourself comfortable.
The fabric of the seats seems durable, but... the smell is intoxicating. Ooh, this feels...
Listen, the Countess doesn't know about this place, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. Do you understand?
Yes, of course. Your secret's safe with me.
Oh, thank you. I was worried I might have to kill you. Joking.
Yes, of course.
Mother has been particularly restrictive of my actions recently. I just wanted something to call my own. And the extra income doesn't hurt either.
Wait, Mother?
Yes? Oh, you didn't know. I mean the Countess. She sired me and took me in as her daughter.
Does that make Dr. Volkov my father?
I doubt it. My relationship with the Countess is somewhat unusual, as I understand it.
So the Countess doesn't know that you're doing this?
Precisely. You see why this needs to stay underground, so to speak. But enough of me. How are you, Lizaveta? Enjoying your new eternity?
It feels restrictive, not being able to go out during the day.
Yes, yes, you understand. So much time afforded to us, and yet half of it is useless.
Well, you know what they say. Half of eternity is still eternity. At least, that's how I'm trying to see it.
As entertaining a diversion as this was, I suppose I should attend to my duties. You should come again, though. It's difficult to find a decent conversation partner these days. The vampires are so stagnant, and the humans... too fragile.
You mean...
Petya, yeah.
I'm sorry the ritual didn't work. Really.
Nothing to be done now. That's necromancy for you. Fickle and temperamental, but that's what I like about it. I hope it's a little less unpredictable for my next attempt, at least.
You're going to try to bring someone else back?
No, I've had enough of that. You could say I'm aiming for something a little more abstract.
Which is?
I want to see the sunrise.
You... what? But isn't that fatal?
Usually, yes. But that's where necromancy comes in. There should be some form of protection spell that will permit me to shield my body from the sun's rays. It's only in the theory stages for now, but I am making progress. Well, what do you think?
The possibilities are incredible. If you could do that for a surgery.
Your mind goes to the strangest places. I don't dislike it, though. If all goes smoothly, perhaps a collaboration would be in order. Enough, enough. I'll be here all night at this rate. Stay if you like, or don't.
I thought you might like this.
Really? You got that for me? Thank you. That means a lot. See you around.
The sunrise, huh? Elisa I haven't seen this girl around town before. Lovely night, isn't it? Those eyes. Did it suddenly get colder?
Brave to come here alone at night.
I could say the same to you.
You could. The moon shines her light upon all matter of strangeness here. Strange creatures and stranger deeds.
Do you live out here?
No.
Oh. Do you live in town then?
No.
Where do you live then?
No.
I don't believe I've seen you before.
Nor I you.
My name's Lisa, by the way.
Has it done you much good?
I don't know. I suppose it has.
Mine did not.
Oh. Why's that?
It got washed away.
Oh.
The lake washes away all sort of things. Names and love and blood. In the end, it all dissolves into the water. I tire of speaking. An instrument unplayed falls out of tune. But even so, this duet was not unpleasant, little bat. Your kind rarely sing so sweet.
Little bat?
Come again, Lisa. I'll be waiting.
What was that? Come again, she said. Maybe I will. I love listening to water. Nature makes the best music sometimes.
I want to see Tropheme, but I can't find her shed. Oh, he lives by the palace, or whatever you want to call it. I remember.
Her eyes, her no rub. It's this. How could? Are you all right?
I know. Don't worry. Happens to the best of us. So, what did the poor book do to you to deserve such a battery?
It's just the pages in it, dreadfully unfit for writing, and... It's not about the book, really.
I sort of figured that.
Remember I mentioned my writer's block?
How long has it really been?
I haven't admitted this to many people, but I imagine it might feel good to get it off my chest. It's been over a year since I wrote anything half decent.
That's not insignificant.
Indeed. I'm broke, and I have no idea when I'll manage to write anything worth a coin.
What about your previous book? Surely it brought in some good money.
It's true, my debut was a success. However, I thought writing a new poetry collection or a novel would just be a matter of a few months. I was wrong. And in retrospect, I admit I wasn't frugal enough with my money.
Drinking?
Among other things.
There must be something we can do about all this.
Remember that journal I lost to Kikiraa? I must win it back before he sells it.
Win it?
That's the only way I see. Somebody told me he even already has a buyer. I'd simply buy it back, but Kirill's asking price is astronomical. I know he...
What's so important about that journal anyway?
Well, there was this poem that started to take shape in my mind, and I had a feeling, that feeling when you know that something you're writing might be incredible.
Not with writing per se, but it's probably not unlike the satisfaction I get when someone I've been treating feels better. It makes me glow inside when you see the relief on their faces.
That is exactly what I mean. Point is, I think it might be something that would get me back on track. I was too drunk to remember it, and now it's gone.
Look, Kirill is cheating. I know that for certain now.
I knew it. My hand was a sure thing. That's why I thought it was safe to bet the book. No way he could have beaten me fairly.
Not the lesson you should learn from this, really, but that's not the point right now. I know how he's doing it, and I think we can outsmart him. His deck is marked. I'll teach you how to read the card backs, so you know what's next.
That's great, but if we play 21 and he doesn't deal me the winning cards, it won't be enough to know what's next.
I know what kind of cards he uses. I'll just buy a fresh deck with identical backs and mark them the same way. If you give me the signal for which card you need, I should be able to swap it with one of yours and switch them back later.
That's... damn. That's genius. But how are you going to do it without Kirill noticing?
Let me worry about that.
All right. If you're certain we can pull that off, that's good enough for me. I'm in. Let's do it. I can't tell you how grateful I am. How can I ever repay you?
Just don't do stupid things like that again. Besides, you still owe me a poem, remember?
Of course. I promise it will be worth it.
It better be.
This isn't the best time. Sorry.
Oh? May I ask you something personal?
Always.
I was wondering, how are things with you and Anastasia?
Oh, you must have overheard us bickering somewhere.
I didn't mean to pry.
No, it's all right. It's actually nice to confide in someone I can trust. If I'm honest, things have gotten rather ugly lately. It's not just silly arguments anymore. The other day I noticed that my uncle's stash of money that he kept in our house was gone.
And you think it was her?
Clearly, she hid the money in fear that I'd use it for drink or gambling.
Of course. That would be the logical explanation.
I'd understand it if she had confessed, but she's just denying it all. It's infuriating. You know, I fell in love with her the very day I met her. But as much as I still care for her, I don't think the feeling is there anymore.
Just get divorced then.
Ah, well, I suppose some marriages are simply not meant to be.
Perhaps. I haven't told this to another soul yet, so please don't share it with anyone, but I think we are getting a divorce. Oh, excuse me. A sudden rush of blood just went into my head. Suddenly it feels so very real.
Oh, poor you. You look like you need a shoulder to lean on.
LOL.
Indeed. I'll take any ounce of comfort I can get right now.
Oh, would you look at the time? I should get going.
Of course. Thank you again for everything.
Anytime. Soon enough, all these worries will fade away and become a distant memory.
Sure.
You should have been a poet yourself, Lisaveta.
For the record, I don't like either of these two characters. Him or his wife.
Never too late to start over, huh?
Not with me. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Avengini or Anastasia.
How may I? Another happy customer.
Too bad. I want. I may never get used to how deep sleep is now that I'm a vampire.
But yes, after this chapter's over, I'll be done for the day.
When I wake up,
Whoops.
It feels like an eternity has passed. One day, that might be true. Tonight, I dreamed about being old. I saw my wrinkly face and hands, gray hair and wise, peaceful eyes. I saw my grandchildren come to visit me. I made them vatrushki and poured sweet tea that they drank from tiny saucers. I stroked their heads as they sat on my knees and told me about their adventures at school. I read them fairy tales and told them stories from my youth as they laid in bed until they finally started to yawn. They fell asleep, slowly, peacefully, like only children can. But, like I said, that was a dream, and it will stay that way. Years will go by, people will pass, leaders will change, empires will fall. But I'll still be here. Always. What's this by the door? Let's take a look, shall we? I suppose I have to stay in now, in case someone needs medical help. Could have used a little notice, Dr. Volkov. Come in. Good evening, young lady. Are you all right?
I must, Dr.
I'm afraid Dr. Volkov is out of town, but he left me in charge. What's your name?
Maruza. Are you even a doctor?
An apprentice, technically, but just tell me what happened.
Fine. It's my brother. We were swimming in the lake, and all of a sudden, he went underwater. We pulled. I ran as fast as I could.
Is he there now?
We dragged him out on the beach. He's not breathing.
Then we can't lose time.
The lake is far. What if it is too late?
Don't worry. I'll get there in time. I know a shortcut.
Right. Thank you.
I'll see you there. Let me just get my medical bag. My medical bag.
Girly Pop, I don't know the directions like this. How am I supposed to get there in time?
Goodness!
He's not breathing. I have to...
Oh shit. Is this chest compressions? LOL. That's it? Okay.
Timyon!
He was attacked!
You're alright.
I think so.
I don't even know what to say, madam.
Just call me Lisa.
You are a savior, Lisa.
I don't know how to thank you.
Would you please stop by our house sometime and let us thank you? It's to the east, not far from here. We don't have much to thank you with, but I know how to make a decent strawberry pie.
Marusa's strawberry pies are to die for, madam. I don't bake myself, but if there is something I can ever do for you, I'll be there day or night.
Is that so? Thank you both. I might take you up on that.
Thank you.
How are you holding up?
Not too bad now. I really thought I was going to die.
What happened to your leg?
Something in the middle of the lake pulled me down. When other folks got there, they started to pull and freed me. But the creature had claws, so it scratched me before it let go.
Peculiar. I've never seen marks like this before. Anyway, let me patch you up. There, all better.
I don't even know how to thank you, miss. You were right, Marusia. I'm sorry. Never again.
Let's go home. Enough festivities for the day.
While I'm here, I should check in on the rest of them. Make sure no one else gets hurt.
Just like that. Stem into stem. Flowers and plants this night have a magical nature. They can keep you safe and healthy for the year to come.
What happens after we finish?
Well, we can attach a candle to the wreath and send it floating on the lake. If the light stays on and the wreath gets to the other shore, it means you'll get married and live happily ever after.
I did it! Fire didn't touch me! This will be a great year!
One jump can't be enough. You probably have to do at least 3 of those.
My turn? Let me try.
Like you're ever gonna land a husband.
Just you watch. He'll appear in the mirror and you'll cry at how handsome he will be.
Say the words already.
Here goes. The ritual has now begun. Show yourself, my chosen one. The ritual has now begun. Show yourself, my chosen one.
Nothing.
Just keep your skirt on. It doesn't work straight away.
You must be saying it wrong. Try it again.
Look! Look! Someone is in there!
Uh-oh.
Let me see.
Look! The reed's all sunk!
Dear God, save my soul!
Are those cigarettes?
What in heavens is going on here? It wants me to go into the woods.
Orb. Orb.
It's too dark. I don't want to stumble on a branch and break my neck.
Uh-oh.
Welcome.
Who are you?
Did you enjoy?
So it was you who caused all the havoc at the lake.
Indeed. I did it all for you.
What do you mean by that?
I wish to amuse you. Were you entertained?
You are a sick man if you think I would enjoy something like that.
You are still a child, a fledgling. You know not what you are and what you can become. I looked into your soul. I found pain. I found wrath. I found promise.
Okay, well, if you really looked, then you would have seen the Holy Spirit as well, so...
What do I call you?
They used to call me Dragomir, but names matter not. I was once alive, and now I am immortal. I was once blind, and now I am omniscient. I was once like you, and soon we will be kin.
You said you looked into my soul.
You and I made a bond.
Oh my god, he's gonna make me... He's gonna force me to marry him or something?
So it was you back in the dungeon.
You were pure back then, but there was a spark. That spark made you hurt another soul. It made you put yourself above others. But who could blame you? Who could stop you? Your life was stolen from you. You took back what is yours. You had the right, and you had the power. And now, Elisaveta, That spark shall start a fire.
Those children at the lake, you scarred them for life.
They were afraid long before I interfered. Misfortune, loneliness, death. All their fears, real as day. But in their heads, I showed them the truth. Made them face it, feel it on their skin. I fed from it, and became even stronger.
How do I repay my debt?
I chose you for a reason. Your potential is vast. To repay me, prove you can live up to it. You and I are no parasites. We are nature's predators. We are lions, wolves. To obtain complete power at your fingertips, you need only two things. To know one's fear, and to have the will to make it real. You hide it well, but there is still a part of you that fears hurting others. I will teach you a lesson. You will rid yourself of weakness, show them their fear, feed from it.
Uh-oh. He's gonna make us do something very bad, I think.
Now heed me, child. Choose someone you care for. Burn a wreath on their door. Then, and only then, shall you be free.
Even if I was willing to do that, how do you expect me to start a fire? I don't carry matches with me.
A matter of little importance. Nonetheless, I'll grant you the power. For tonight, when you snap your fingers, a fire will be raised.
The people behind those doors will die.
Oh,
won't
shit!
they?
This will let us in. The rest is not for you to worry. A thing of note. You shall not be able to return to safety till you complete your task. Soon enough, the night will cease. Don't let the sun decide your fate for you. Farewell.
I have a choice.
So I have to pick a house of someone I know and burn the wreath.
Ah, shit. You know who I want to kill out of all of these people? Evgeny. But if I kill Evgeny, then Anastasia will die too. Oh my gosh. I guess we have to.
It's too dark. I don't want to stumble on a branch and break my neck. The smell. This is Evgeny and Anastasia's house, but Anastasia is usually at the music school around this time.
That means we can just get Evgeny and not Anastasia. Huge.
I am free. The debt has been paid.
Easy. I had Hamza by the door. The fuck is Hamza?
Dragomir said to burn the wreath, but he didn't say anything about other talismans. Let's see how you like that, you bastard. I must return home, quickly.
No, I want to redo. I don't want to place the Hamza. I want him to actually die. Oh my god. I would rather save the Hamza for somebody I actually care about.
I can enter my home again.
Oh my gosh. Let me save the Hamza for somebody I actually care about.
Elisa? What is all this? Don't interrupt this. Just give me a minute. It's almost done.
Is he gonna come alive through the doll?
The doll has to stay inside the circle. Lisa, please help. I can't interrupt the ritual. Quick, get the doll and put it back.
Matilda.
Hey.
Is this right?
Yes, yes. Now move out of the way.
Sorry.
What happened? Did it work?
I don't know. I was trying to resurrect Petya. This was the only night it was possible. The ritual wasn't exactly easy to decipher. At the last minute, I learned that I needed a vessel, an object he truly cared for. It suddenly hit me. Matilda, and you were the one who had it. Only it was too late. I didn't have time to find you and talk it through.
Now things start to make more sense. What happens now?
I'm not sure. I couldn't translate the runes after the ritual part. Perhaps his body will turn up at the place where he was murdered. I'll head to the manor and check.
Worth a shot. Good luck.
Thank you, Lisa. I owe you big.
I need some rest. I'll clean this all up later. What a night.
It blinks? Oh, I knew it. Oh my gosh. Is that going to be the end of chapter 3? It is. Okay. And that is enough for today. Ooh, it's getting so interesting.